you, like me, been playing a lot of Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition in 2019, well, join the club. And for me especially, 2019 has been a very special year because I grew my channel from a very small, unknown channel to a still quite small but very cool channel with a cool community, a lot of nice people, a lot of positive atmosphere going on. I grew it from like 1,000 subscribers to 3,500 subscribers or something like that, and I'm so grateful for that. So I think it's time to just check back on 2019 and give you the 3 best modules I reviewed in 2019. So a little disclaimer, these 3 books I'm going to show you are not per se the 3 best modules of 2019. First of all, they don't have to be created in 2019. The only rule is that I have reviewed them in 2019. And also, they might not be the best books for you, but they are the best books for me. So that's why I'm doing my first annual Mr. T Awards. Something I just dug up and I came up with my first annual Mr. T Awards, and I want to give an award to 3 books in 3 categories. The first one being the best monster book, the second one being the best adventure module, and the third one being the best PDF on the Dungeon Masters Guild or Drive to RPG or just somewhere on the internet. And the reason I chose those 3 subjects is because, well, 90% of the time I play Dungeons & Dragons is when I am the Dungeon Master. So I'm the Dungeon Master 90% of the time. I only get to play sometimes. So I have the most feeling with modules that are actually created for Dungeon Masters, but hang in there. There are some player options in these 3 modules, so if you're a player or if you're a Dungeon Master, you'll want to know about these modules that I reviewed in 2019. Let's get to it. So for the first category, the best monster book I reviewed in 2019. Now, I'm taking these categories very broadly because a monster book for me can be a book with monsters like a bestiary, but can also be like a book that goes deeper into one kind of monster or a group of monsters. As long as it has monsters and it is focused on monsters and lore about those monsters to pit against your players, for me that is a monster book. So I reviewed a few of them in 2019. The ones that come up are Tyrants and Hellions, great book. Of course, the Creature Codex is a great book, and some of you might just want to kill me now for saying that the Creature Codex for me isn't the one that stood out the most. The one that stood out the most for me in 2019 has to be Legendary Dragons by Jetpack 7. Legendary Dragons, very shortly, is a, well, it is what it says it is. It is a book full of legendary dragons to pit against your players, full with lore, with story, with stat blocks, with minions. There is even a player race in here. There's some class options in here for your players. It all has to do with dragons and legendary dragons, and I completely fell in love with this module. Jetpack 7, if you don't know who they are a small company who created gods and goddesses. Then there is Legendary Dragons. No, first came the other one. I have to peek for that one. Masters and Minions, and then came Legendary Dragons. They only have like 3 major books. Like the major books they have, the hard copies they have, there's 3 of them. Only 3 of them. But they're the kind of company that doesn't put out a lot. But everything they put out is like very high quality. I mean, it's just completely perfect. It's like Quentin Tarantino. He doesn't make a lot of movies, but every movie he makes is completely ridiculously good. That's basically Jetpack 7. I can recommend this book to anybody who is into dragons, any player, any dungeon master, and I think every dungeon master or every table has to have a copy of this one at their table because it's just ridiculously high quality. The storytelling is good, the writing is good, the humor is good, the artwork is so amazing. Jetpack 7, congratulations with the first annual Mr. T Award for Best Monster Book of 2019.
Hello everyone, it is Reese from Jetpack 7. Thank you all so much for your support in 2019, and thank you, Mr. Tarask, for naming our book Legendary Dragons as your #1 monster book in 2019. Thank you very much.
Now, for the people who think, why didn't Mr. T pick the Creature Codex? That's such a good bestiary with hundreds of beasts to pit against your players. Well, For me, I think it is a very good book and I use it a lot. I use a lot of monsters of it in my games, but for me it just didn't stand out the way Legendary Dragons did. Legendary Dragons for me is the new Dragonomicon from 3rd edition and 4th edition. Both have Dragonomicon, and I kind of missed that in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and now with Legendary Dragons it's kind of back. And also the Creature Codex is kind of a Tome of Beasts 2.0, so there was already a Tome of Beasts and then there was the Creature Codex, so it didn't bring anything new to the table book-wise, although there are a lot of new cool monsters, so it didn't stand out that much, although it's a very useful book. So I still recommend it if you're looking for a lot of monsters to kill or harass your players in any way. For the next category, the best adventure module I reviewed in 2019, it was a little bit harder to come up with the winner because I have reviewed a heck of a lot of adventure modules in 2019. I mean, it's kind of the main thing that I do. It's third-party adventure modules reviewing, and it was very hard to pick one. So I sat down and I was scrolling through my videos, looking at my shelf, like there's a lot more of this, like what I had, and I just ask myself, what book am I really using or have I really used to its score? So not a book I used stuff from, but like a book I'm really using, an adventure module I'm really running, I'm really using for my players, and also a adventure module that I had a lot of fun with and my players are having or had a lot of fun with in the past. That was for me the most important part, and without a single shredded doubt, this one was always the one that came out at the first place, and it is Tales of the Old Margreve by Kobold Press. I don't know why this thing struck me the way it did, but Kobold Press puts out a lot of good adventure modules. Courts of the Shadow Fae, I reviewed that one. You know, I reviewed that one, and that one is really good and really very well thought out, but I haven't run it yet. I mean, it's still there waiting to be ran by me for my players. So in a way, I can't give it the best Mr. T award of 2019 of best adventure book because I haven't run it yet. Tales of the Old Margreve, on the other hand, I'm running right now, and my players absolutely love it. And the thing is, it is again, it is a very broad spectrum of books, adventure books, because some are like entire campaigns and some are like a bunch of one-shots or more session shots in one book, in one setting. So I had to pick this one. Tales of the Old Margreve is a old magical forest, so it kind of is a campaign setting of its own, because I have been running a lot of sessions inside this magical forest. This magical forest has its mind of its own. It can tease you, it can come up with stuff to tease you or to help you in your quest, or to obstruct you or anything. It is like it has a mind of its own, and inside that forest, inside that magical forest, there's a bunch of adventures, there's a bunch of creatures, there's a bunch of everything inside that forest you can run for your players. There's like diseases, there's random stuff in there, and this forest, you can put it in any campaign you want. I actually put it in my own campaign world, the Known Lands. That is my own campaign world. It's just, the forest in itself is a campaign setting. You can just start within this forest and have like 10 levels of play within this forest, which is absolutely great. I absolutely recommend it. And while you're at it, if you want to start playing in it, make sure to pick up the Old Margreve Player's Guide, which is actually just an extension to the Tales of the Old Margreve with a lot of player options, new races, new classes, well, subclasses, new spells, new feats, new magic items, new everything. So it becomes, like I said, a setting of its own. So Kobold Press, congratulations for winning the first annual Mr. T Award of Best Adventure Module I reviewed in 2019.
Hey, everyone here at Kobold Press would like to extend our gratitude and thanks for receiving the honor of Best Adventure Module from the Mr. T Awards for the Tales of the Old Margreve. This is a very special project that features a living forest of magical power with ancient traditions and potent defenses made for levels 1 through 10. So a big kobold-hearted thank you belongs to Matthew D. Corley, who is the lead developer on Tales of the Old Margreve, and Dan Dillon on the Margreve Player's Guide. We'd also like to thank all of the incredibly talented artists for their work throughout the book and on the Margreve pawn set, as well as a special thank you to Dean Spencer for the beautiful and free forest map. Also, a really big thank you to all of our Kickstarter backers who, without your support, this magic would not have happened. So thank you so much, and thank you, Mr. Tarask, for honoring Kobold Press with this award. Thank you.
Now, for the best PDF I've downloaded from the Dungeon Masters Guild, Drive-Thru-RPG, or anywhere on the internet, this was the easiest choice I've ever had to make in my entire life. I mean, there's a lot of great stuff out there. I had some great laughs. I have reviewed some great PDFs, and I keep telling you guys I don't review a lot of PDFs, but every time I review a PDF, I'm like, wait, again, I'm reviewing a PDF again, and I keep telling my viewers I don't review a lot of PDFs. So in 2019, I've actually reviewed a lot of PDFs, more than I thought I would do when I started this year, but there's one that pops out, and you're probably able to guess which one that is, and it has to be the best entire campaign, the best adventure with the best art, the best storytelling, the best writing, the best humor, and the best everything, which is Call from the Deep from JVC Parry. I do not have a hard copy to show you guys right now, and I'm still crossing my fingers for a hard copy to ever arrive, because I'm running it for my players. They're now 2 sessions in and they're already loving it. And I see tweets from people, I see Facebook posts from people, I see a lot of stuff from people saying how much they like it. And I have to say, this thing is a complete campaign, like a Pirates of the Caribbean kind of campaign with mind flayers and urban environments and stuff like that, from level 1 all the way up to level 15 or 16 or so, and it is just completely, almost completely written by one guy. I mean, of course he had a lot of help, he had some help from other people, but there's this one dude, JVC Parry, who just created it, and I know for a fact he worked his freaking ass off, because we kind of became friends after I downloaded it, and I played some games with him, and we got to talk, and we kind of became friends, and I really love the way he writes and he puts effort into it. As a matter of fact, he's actually reworking it while I am now recording this video. He's reworking his adventure that's already a bestseller or something. So if you're looking for a pirate themed urban type of pirates and urban in one campaign, I know, a pirate themed urban kind of adventure to pit against your players, it's a complete campaign. I know I'm rambling, it's just so freaking good. Go to the Dungeon Masters Guild, go to the link in the description below, or watch my review, or whatever, and make sure to download it, because he deserves it and you deserve it.
Hello viewers, I'm JVC Parry, and I'm here accepting the first annual Mr. T Award for Best Module on the DM's Guild. Thank you so much for the award, Mr. T. Here's the adventure, Call from the Deep, which I know you've been looking forward to seeing in print. Well, fingers crossed it's on the horizon soon. Thank you once again for the award. Goodbye.
So, those were my 3 favorite modules that I reviewed in 2019. Congratulations to all 3 of you for the first annual Mr. T Awards. Applause for everybody. Yes, 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 congratulations. I know I've been out of the scene, out of the YouTube scene for a couple of weeks. That's because, well, holidays and family stuff, and I just needed a little break. But I'm back, and I will be getting back to reviewing this big pile of books that I still have laying around for me to review, and I want to thank all the creators for sending me their stuff across the entire year to my digital and physical doorstep. I mean, I got completely mind blown by the amazing stuff and the amount of stuff. Everybody keeps sending me free stuff, which is absolutely great, and I cannot in one lifetime handle it all, and I'm just so happy that I'm able to do this. So this was my first video of 2020, or like they say, I say 2020, but some people say 2020. So this is my first video of 2020, but you can expect a lot more from me, a lot more reviews, a lot more previews, and there's even there's going to be even reviews of like software and stuff like that. So I got a lot of plans for 2020, and the main thing I want to do is just keep growing this channel slowly but surely with some great people. I want to thank every single one of you for still being here, being with me in 2019, and still being with me in 2020. I hope your inspiration may guide you.